Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. I honor some other apostles of the stone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful members of the elect, of the fighting house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last times, and to be the ruling governing body of the nation of Yasharahla. Alright. Here to prophesy the downfall of America, aka Babylon the Great. Alright? And we're in, the time of prophecy. Alright? You're seeing prophecy speaking, man. Alright, all in the news. All in the news, all you see is World War III. Okay? You're hearing talks of digital ID, digital currency, and all that's alluding to is, the MOTB, all right, which is gonna be, implemented soon. That's all part of the New World Order that Esau wants. Okay, because he has an agenda at the end of the day. All right, this beast system. They want to bring in a new type of system, a new type of beast system. All right, the NWO, and what's going to incorporate is a tracking device, a C-hip. All right, I put the words together, C-hip. Okay, because we have speaking codes now. This algorithm on YouTube will shut this down, but that's what that's part of his NWO, his New World Order, man. Okay, so a prophecy is speaking, man. Okay, prophecy is speaking. Let me get Habakkuk. And this man is not going to stop, man. He's not going to stop. All right? He's about to come down with great wrath soon. Okay? And that's all part of prophecy. But let me get Habakkuk, the second chapter, verse 3. And it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. All right? And the vision is what? Prophecy. Okay? So, prophecy, the Lord's prophecies have an appointed time to be fulfilled. And you hear these people, these scoffers, they say, oh, you guys been saying that. You guys been saying that for years about, all that hell breaking loose, World War III, all right, everyone getting chipped, okay? Well, that's because, the vision is yet for an appointed time, all right? The Lord has a due date for when that certain prophecy has to be fulfilled, okay? And you have to believe on it. But now it's so evident. You're hearing in the talks, all right, of again, the MOTB, the C-hip, all right, World War III. You're hearing the talks about us, the Israelites. That's part of prophecy. How we'll wake up to our true heritage again, all right. And now you see Israel professing who they are all around the world, all right, those that the Lord has woken up. Okay, and some will be destined for salvation, or some are going to be destined for destruction. Because not every Israelite that knows that they're an Israelite is going to be delivered, man. But either way, us awakening, Ezekiel 37, all right, those that are going to have the skin on them, knowing their heritage, knowing who they are, the Israelites. Okay, that was prophecy. Ultimately, the elect will have that breath of the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. But all that is prophecy, all right? All that is prophecy, man. You see what's going on with Kanye, or Ye, formerly known as Kanye. Now he's getting attacked, all right, by them smart hats, man. Why? Because they don't want this word to go out. They don't want us to know who we are. And he didn't even say, what was bad, all right? But, I'm going to get into that, all right? But let's go back. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. You see? So it's not going to tarry. You people say, oh, you guys been saying that. All right? Well, it's not going to tarry. You're already seeing it in its gradual process. All right? The UK, what? Just dumped their paper money, their currency. Okay, now they're going to go into CBDC, all right, digital currency. That's going to come here. Joe Biden already assigned the executive order 14067 for digital assets, man. Okay, and all that's gonna be tracked real soon. Okay, but going back to Ye, he's getting attacked. He's losing. He lost billions of dollars. All these small hats, you know, just stopped doing business with him, which proves his point that they control everything. He got locked out of J.P. Morgan Bank, which that's another small hat. Okay, you see, all he said was that they have control, which they do, over uh, uh, establishments. All right, and they have control over the media, education, the financial system. Okay, porn. All right, you have to remember we're in this devil's blessing. Okay, let's get Genesis 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. All right. It says, And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. All right, so all the earth, man. Okay, all the resources. Okay. And this devil uses his witchcraft, via the media. All right. To spread his propaganda. Hollywood. This devil owns Hollywood. And you can, if you look up these, big time producers and directors and just people who own these different, media platforms, you'll know that they're a Jew. All right. Or I gotta be careful. I don't want this to get, taken down. But they're J, like Apostle Ramlov says, they're a J double O, a J double O. All right. You see, it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. And that's Esau's blessing, the sword, man. All right. So we can't go against this devil, man. We need divine intervention. We need Yahweh Shai to return, which he will. All right, destroy this man's system and deliver the elect, and that's gonna happen, man. All right, Yahweh Shai is gonna return and take all them crowns from off the kings. All right, not literally, but he's gonna show his power, destroy the militaries in the Middle East. All right, and make his presence known over here in America. Destroy this place while simultaneously being rained down by missiles, nuclear missiles. And delivering the elect worldwide. All right, and you devils know that, man. You see the chariots out there, what you call UFOs. But what was it? The state of security classified the UFOs or the chariots as like an act of terrorism. Like, come on, man. They they really call it. It was like an act of terrorism. They are potential terrorists, a threat. It was a threat. That's what it was. A potential threat. You see. Because they know who are in those chariots. They know that they're angels. Okay. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, which they did in King Solomon's time, even during the medieval times, because we were reigning and ruling during that time, the medieval times. That's this devil has spread so many lies. All right, iconoclasm. You think that those people in the medieval times were white people, when really they were Israelites, so-called black men that were ruling in Europe. All right. This man has spread so many lies. You think that the medieval times people were actually dumb and stupid. No. All right. Our people were ruling and reigning during that time. Okay. And the ultimate lie, what does it say? How he changes the face of the judge thereof. Get that in Job 9 verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You see? So the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, not where who is he. So you can tell who's ruling the earth. Okay? You can tell who's ruling the earth by you go to these different, it's called iconoclasm, which the word icon means paintings, and clasm means destruction. All right, and you see all these, these past, You know, you see all these paintings of who they call the Lord Jesus. All right, Beethoven, Mozart, for example. You know, they paint him as who? All right, as white people. All right, you can tell that, you know, you can tell who's ruling just by that. All right, you know, all the disciples, you know, all the greats back then, King David. All right, you know, they pay him as white people. They didn't pay him as Chinese. You know, you don't see a Chinese Jesus, which his true name is Yahushua, but you don't see a Chinese or an Arab Jesus. Okay, which that word Jesus goes back to, you know, Greek, Jesus, which means earth pig. The true name of the Lord is Yahushua. But my point is that, you know, you can tell who's ruling, all right, just by that. All right, like, hold on, why is it murals and paintings of all these white people when it was Negroes ruling? And that's facts. All right, you see. So it says, Slaki, let me go back to that. Let's go back to that Job real quick. Read it one more time. Every time I come out, it'll be a good day, and all of a sudden it just gets windy. Like, I don't know what that's about, man. Okay, let's go back to that Job real quick. 9 verse 24. Go back to that Genesis. Okay. It says, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. So if it's not the white man, who is it then? If it's not Esau Edom, because he's not white, that was a classification created in the 1800s. All right, they labeled us as black when we're not really black. We're Israelites, man. All right, and we're all shades of brown anyway. No one is, you know, the color of. Where's black? Let me see. No one's the color of this right here. All right. No one's the color of that. Everyone's a shade of brown, from light brown to dark brown. And Esau Edomites are not really white. You know, they're like a pale color. You know, their blood shows forth, so they're like a reddish, pinkish color. You know. You see? It's because they have no melanin. They're lacking it. All right. So this devil, you know, he uses his you know, all his propaganda, his words he uses, all cunning. All right. Because when you think of black, you think of white. White, you think of purity. Black, you think of negativity and evil. Okay. So let's go back to Genesis 27, verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And that's how Esau started to rule, starting with the Greeks. All right. Going back to King Alexander, then when the Romans came in power, the Roman Empire. Okay. You know, they were ruling by the sword. Okay. And the Romans, they were more, you know, vicious, because there's the type of metal they use is the iron for their swords, man. See? And shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And we're in that time. All right, we're in the time of Esau's rulership, and he controls everything. You see, he controls everything, man. All right, you see. So you know these small hats, you know, they're getting mad because they're being called out. They don't want this truth to go out. When they say hate speech, they're really calling truth hate speech. Because what are we saying that's hateful if it's the truth? We do control everything. You know, that's the truth. All right, but you're seeing people like Ye being, you know, canceled and you know, put in a corner, like, shut up, nigga. Now, that's really a prelude to the men of the Lord, the prophets, man. How they're going to come at us. And ultimately, this devil is going to come down with great wrath, as spoken of in Revelation, the 12th chapter, and just, you know, send his military troops, all right, his malicious, you know, mercenaries, start killing people, grabbing the prophets up, you see, but brothers gonna get spiritual power, you know, to defend ourselves, man. The Lord's about to give us spiritual power, like the movie Black Adam. We're about to have that type of power, man. Superman. We're the real X-Men, the unknown, all right? And that was based off, you know, Jake, man. All right, I believe Professor X was Martin Luther King, and Magneto was Malcolm X. You know, because you know, Professor X, and in the movie, he wanted the mutants to get along with, you know, you know, with the people, right? With the regular people, right? That didn't have that mutant gene. And Magneto's like, no, look, man, we're better than them. We're actually stronger, all right? You see? And they don't want us to be equal with them. They don't want us to rule, you know? See, Magneto actually had that ruler class mentality, because we're going to rule, man. We're going to rule over these heathens, man, all right? It says in Revelation chapter 2, verse, let's see, verse 26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works since the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see, so there's not going to be no equality in the kingdom. All right, there's never been a thing of equality ever on this earth, even today. There's no form of equality at all. All right, but see, this devil tries to, you know, feed you his propaganda, like he gives you his witchcraft to make you think that you're equal. All right, there's no equality. You know, everything's backwards, man. It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to pieces, to shivers, even as I received of my Father. Okay, so again, you know, hey man, it's not gonna be no equality, all right, in the kingdom, man. To have a king mentality is to want to rule over these nations, man, because we're better than them at everything we do, man. But ultimately, the Lord's gonna give us those new bodies, all right, the angelic / you know, extraterrestrial bodies, man. We're gonna be Superman upon the earth, man, and we're gonna rule these nations, man, with ease. Who's gonna come against us, man? What? Because the militaries are gonna be destroying these nations when the Lord returns, all right. And who's gonna come against, you know, gods? All right, no one. You see, it says we're gonna beat them down like a potter's vessel. You get a pot, you break that thing down, it's gonna just crack and crumble. All right, that's how we're gonna do you nations. You know. This is Exodus chapter 17, verse 8. All right, just to show you how, you know, we always were going at it with these Amalekites, man. And that's the thing. That's who's ruling the earth. It's Esau Edom, but the head tribe of Esau Edom are the Amalekites. Now today, they are known as the Jewish, because they converted, all right, unto, you know, our heritage, man, all right, or unto our, you know, our beliefs, all right, and they twisted it. You see, they twisted it. You know, they don't even follow it. They don't believe in the New Testament. They follow something called the Kabbalah, all right, or the what's it called, the Talmud and all that. And you read that, man, it's just sick. Sucking off a baby's penis, you know, witchcraft, right? But you know, they don't even believe in the Lord. You see. But they're not the true people. But that goes back to, you know, if you read in 2 Maccabees, I believe, Hyrcanus, you know, I believe there's some accounts in Josephus, but he was the one that ultimately got them Amalekites and it converted them, all right, onto our beliefs. You see? You know? To where they think that they're actually us. And there's actually a good point. There's actually a good example. You know, before I get this, let me just read this real quick. I believe that's in 2 Kings 17 chapter. Let me see. Right. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 24. It says, and the title actually says, the foreign nations transplanted in Samaria make a mixture of religions. Now, I'm going to show you an example, all right, of heathens, you know, now in Samaria, and after a long time of just living there, all right, they started to believe that they were the Israelites, because I'm gonna read it. All right. It says, the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon. Now this is after the 10 tribes in the northern kingdom got taken into Assyrian captivity. All right. And if you read in 2nd Esdras, I believe the 10th chapter, it talks about how we got ships. We gathered together. All right. And we just made we had made a plan to escape that Assyrian captivity, get some ships, and come over here and see the Americas. All right, around 724 BC. You see, it says, "And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, and from Kutha, and from Hava, and from Hamath, and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities." And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them, because they're in the Lord's holy land. All right. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of the Most High of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the Most High of the land. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests whom ye have brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the Most High of the land. Then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Howbeit every nation made gods of their own, and put them in the houses of the high places which the Samaritans had made, every nation in their city wherein they dwelt. Right, and it goes on, it says, and the men of Babylon made Succoth Benoth, the men of Cuth made Nergal, the different gods, and the men of Hamath made Ashima, and the Abites made Nibhaz and Tartak, and the Sepharvites burnt their children in fire to Andram Melech and Anamelech, the gods of Sepharvaim. So they feared the Lord, and made unto themselves of the lowest of them priests in the high places, which sacrificed for them in the houses of the high places. They feared the Lord and served their own gods after the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence. And to this day they do after the former manners. They fear not the Lord, neither do they after their statutes, or after their ordinances, or after the law and commandment which the Lord commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel. So the whole point again that was, again, after the Israelites, the 10 tribes were carried out of their inheritance, out of their lands. The king of Assyria started to place these heathens in our lands, man. And they didn't fear the Lord, so that he got a Levite. So the Lord sent the lions, devoured them. They got a Levite to go in that land and to teach them how to fear the Lord. So the lions wouldn't come and kill them. All right. So that happened around 724 BC, around that time period, right? You see. And then if you go to Yahushua talking to the lady at the well, she said, "Our forefather Jacob," roughly paraphrasing it. Because she actually believed that she was an Israelite when she was a Samaritan. That means she came from one of these nations that I'm reading about, one of those heathens. All right, so those Samaritans, they weren't back then they weren't the northern kingdom. All right, they weren't Israelites. Okay, they were heathens, man. All right, so but they got converted. So the whole point is just like these Jewish, all right, they think that their God shows people, when really they got converted, and over a long period of time they started to really believe that their God shows them people. Okay, so just to show you that example, all right. So let's go back to Exodus. Exodus 17, verse 8. It says, then came Amalek and fought with Israel and Rephidim, and Moses said unto Joshua, choose out men and go fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek, and Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy. They took a stone and put it under him. Man, that's crazy. So when he put it out of his hand, that spiritual power was like going out. In Israel, we got mighty. It was like when he put it down, it was like a light switch. We started to lose it. Lose that sense of power. And Amalek started to prevail. So they got a stone put under Moses' hand just so he can keep it up. Hey, man, you got, picture it. All right? It says, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said to Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it, it says Jehovah Nasi. All right, but we know that the Hebrew, all right, Jehovah, Yahweh, all right. It says, for he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Again, the Amalekites are the Jewish people, all right? Which the word ish is suffix. It means to be pertain to be alike. Like you're acting girlish. You're not a girl, but you're acting girlish, all right? So they're not the real people, man. Okay, they wish they are. They wish they could be, but they're not. But that shows you that we were always going out with these Amalekites, man. They said the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. But soon he's going to utterly put them out of the earth, man, because these Edomites have a judgment. They're going to be put in slavery for 1,000 years, and then they're going to be wiped out, man. That's the judgment, all right? Coming to you Edomites, man. And not every Edomite's going to look like a white person. You got some Edomites looking like, Israelites. Some looking like Moabites, all right? Because the Father carries the seed, and this man has spread his seed just like we spread our seed, Israel, man. Okay? So, just to show you an example, all right, I wrote down because, Genesis 27th chapter, I said this man owns everything, all the resources, the media, the educational system, and the financial system, right? Now, the U.S. dollar is the world reserve, currency, and it's losing its value, of course. But, the U.S. dollar in America at one point was like a strong nation. No one was to mess with it, and the U.S. dollar had a lot of value. All right. Now, if you go into the history of it, how it became the world reserve currency, it started with the Bretton Woods Conference, right? This happened in the midst of World War II, July 1st, 1944. Okay. That's when the U.S. dollar became the world reserve currency. All right, and it was supposed to be backed up by gold. Okay, but but the person who the two heads who came and came with that agenda were John Maynard Keynes and Harry Dexter White, he was a chief international economist, and he was an Amalekite. All right, I looked into his background. He was an Amalekite. I believe his parents were like immigrants from Lithuania, but they were like Lithuanian Jews. You see? So I show you this man has a hand in everything, man. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, they're Amalekites, man. All right? How you think they got that land in 1948? The land of Israel, 1948, May 14, when it became an independent state. All right? It was because prior to that, in 1918, Lord Rothschild actually signed the declaration for them to get into that land. All right, and that proves that that they're not the people, because when they went to that land the first day, and afterwards, that the whole week, it was called it was the massacre of the Palestinians. They had war with the inhabitants of that surrounding area, man, doing aerial bombings, I believe in Gaza, yeah. And the scriptures say that when we get into that land, that it will be no more war. You see? I'm going to get it. It says in Isaiah, crazy out here now. Hold on. Isaiah chapter 2. Damn, come on. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4, it says, "And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many peoples, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." Alright? You see? Because, when we go into that land in Israel, and we take over, alright, it's not going to be war anymore. You see? It's not going to be any war. Alright? Because, we're going to come against these nations, man. We're going to rule over these nations. Right? And there's not going to be any war, man. But the first day that them Amalekites, established Israel as an independent state, there was war the first day. Alright? It's war today. There's war, even unto today. Alright? So I show you that they're not God's chosen people because they don't fulfill prophecy. The vision is yet for an appointed time. Alright? You see? Prophecy has to be fulfilled. And it's prophecy for us to, get our land back once Yahushua returns. Okay? 2 Samuel. Samuel chapter 7 verse 10, it says, "Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore, as before time." You see? So it says, "Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel." That's the land of Israel. "And will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness," Esau, Edom, "afflict them anymore, as before time." Because they're afflicting us now. I'm tired of this shit, bro. It's wind. Every time I come out, it's all good, though. Alright. So, in other news, though, I was looking at my notes. In other news, just watching Dabu 7. Alright, because, hey, man, 2023 is about to get crazy, man. Alright? But, there's talks of potential blackouts, all throughout America. Okay? And the diesel shortage. Alright? And that's going to inflate prices, because you have to remember the diesel shortage. The diesel, the trucks use the diesel to bring in commodities, even to bring in gas. All right, so without diesel or shortage of it, expect prices of food, gas to rise up even more. All right, and again, that's alluding to all that hell breaking loose, because it's all done by design. And they're talking about bringing in more electrical vehicles, but that can really bring in a blackout, man. All these electrical vehicles, man. All right, so all this is being done by design, man. Okay. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, going to verse 16. "For there shall be sedition," meaning rebellion, "among men, and evading one another. They shall not regard the kings or princes, and of course their actions shall stand in their power." Because without diesel, again, think about it. No commodities of anything. All right, no food, no diapers. People are going crazy on toilet paper. None of that. You see, gas. How are you going to get back to to work or travel? Okay, all that is about to be reduced significantly. Okay, you're going to see these grocery stores. They're going to be, like the scriptures say, they're going to be found empty. It's going to be prices inflating. which will lead to hyperinflation, which that's gonna really do damage to the economy, and the dollar could very well collapse. All right, and it will collapse soon. Because remember, they want to bring in their CHIP. First, it's going to be the CBDC. They want to bring in the digital currency. Then that's a step closer to the chip. All right. The second Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right. So, imagine that, man. Just going to the stores, all right, grocery stores, okay, and you see no food on shelves, which brothers and people all around the world haven't seen that, especially here in America, man. There's a few videos I've seen how, some shelves are just empty. I remember going to stores around 2020, 2021, shelves were just empty because people were overbuying, all right? People were in a panic mode, man, okay? So that was when, diesel was, still running good. But now it's a 3-day, it's less than 3 week supply, all right? It's a less than 3 week supply of all of diesel, man. Hey, things are gonna hit bad, all right, in the next coming weeks. You see, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. We seen that 2020, all right? But wait till there's no gas now. How you gonna travel, man? Okay, or it says a man shall desire to go into the city and will not be able. All right, so you can't travel due to no gas. All right, and it's gonna be all out hell, man. All right, it's gonna be people and these motherfucking people just nosy as fuck, man. Come over here, slide just to see what I'm doing. It's cool though, because hey, you're gonna be condemned. You people want to be nosy, and you're gonna get condemned, man. Now I understand if you want to really come up here and sincerely and hear what I'm talking about, but you just want to be nosy, man. You people are just fucking. Hey, I can't wait till Yahweh Bashim Ashad destroy you motherfuckers, man. Right? You're gonna be clapping too, rejoicing. It's a bunch of nosy motherfuckers, man. Salakia. But what I was saying before I lost my train of thought, a man shall desire to go into the city and will not be able. All right, so think about it. A person won't have no gas, can't go to the next city, or due to this diesel shortage, people lose their minds, panicking. All right, no food, crime is gonna fucking skyrocket. All right, this devil might call in military troops to have checkpoints. Oh, you can't go into the city. You have to go back home. Martial law. All right, you gotta be at your house at this certain time, like they were doing in China this year. People were not allowed to go out. It was martial law, and that was not on the news, man, because they cover it, man. Okay. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right. A man shall no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And man, just think about it, man. Like what happened this year? There was a whole bunch of food corporations suddenly, catching on fire. That was all by design. All right. So you had that. Okay. Then you had all these hurricanes coming in, wiping out all these farmlands. You see, now Bill Gates got like the largest acres of farmland. So you gotta go to this nigga and get some corn, some GMO corn. And you already know what he gonna do. He gonna have to, if you wanna get some corn, you gonna have to get you have to get something. I can't say it, but SHOT. All right, the inoculation. You gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna have something you got to get. All right. Or he'll just give it to these people because it's already contaminated with so much GMO, You're going to see people start just dropping dead, all right? But it's going to be so bad, though. It's going to be, no food, all right? Or just a shortage of it. People are going to lose their minds, man. People already lose their minds when it's over nothing, really, all right? People be robbing and crime be, crime is skyrocketing like in LA, all right? But you have things like Black Friday. People die over that, You know, when it's blackouts and like hurricanes going through cities. You know, people be robbing and stealing. You know, remember the riots, man. People were just running them stores. You know, taking whatever. All right, blackouts. You know, they're showing that one show, Everybody Hates Chris, where it was like a blackout in the '80s. All right, in Brooklyn. You know, and it was just dangerous. It was crime. All of a sudden, people just started running. You know, robbing people. All right, it was a dangerous time to be out at that time. You see. But imagine when stuff really gets bad. All right. You know, and the love of many is already waxing cold. You see, and these people are already gone, man. All right, these people are already gone, man. All right, you got. Hey, that's another thing. The music. You know, I meant to say that too. I'm glad I brought it up because you know these JWOs. All right, they control the music industry. All right, watch John Todd. He goes in on that. How back then around his time, the '70s, '60s. Okay, that these rock bands, for example, like the Beatles, you know, when they make their songs and the record, it'll be like a high level witch, and they'll get the record and put demons on it, man. You know, legions of it. They'll clone or they'll I'm looking for the word, so I can't lose my train of thought. They'll what's the word? Basically, they'll make mini records out of it. All right. You know, they'll clone the record, you see, and you'll buy that record and you take it to your house, and now you got them demons in your house. And he was talking about this, man, because he was a witch, you know. He used to be into that witchcraft, and he was actually raised by a family of witches, all right. But you know, he was talking about that, how you know one of the Manson girls, you know, how she was hypnotized was by I believe she said by the Beatles. That's how you'll get hypnotized, man. Because again, they had spells and demons on it, man. And he was bringing this out. Okay, and today it's the same thing today with all music, really. All right, but the main influential music that you see today is rap. And there was an executive producer. How he was talking about, you know, in these meetings, they want you Israelites and Negroes specifically to promote. They promote it. They want you to talk about killing and murder and drugs and taking another man's wife, committing adultery. You know, they promote that. They want that, man. Okay. Now, if you don't take it, you won't even be known. All right. You won't make any sales. But you have to promote that. You know, doing drugs, witchcraft. All right. Murdering your own brother, you know, basically just being wicked, okay? Because it says in what is it? Revelation. It says in Revelation. Chapter 12. Verse 10. And I heard a loud voice in heaven, now has come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren, which is Esau Edom, so he's accusing us, is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. So, you know, because again, they know who we are. And they're the ones telling us to, and it's all social programming, and the music, and the TV you watch, love and hip hop, you know. Kill, 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 murder, murder, murder. Do drugs, have sex. You can be a slut. All right. You can be a flaming mo. You see, and then they go back into the Lord and see, look what your people are doing. But you're the one that's doing it, Esau. You're the one. You're the one that's manipulating our people and promoting it unto us, man. And to be in the music industry or Hollywood period, man, you gotta do some sick, defiled stuff, sacrifices. Hey, look up Spirit Cooking. What's that demon, that witch's name? Ambrovich. Spirit Cooking, man. And she just looked like a demon. You could tell. But she's like the main head of that. All right. She teaches these celebrities how to do spirit cooking. And you know what it involves in? All right. It involves killing children, cooking them up, man, and eating them. You see? Jeffrey Epstein, his islands they'll go to, and there were celebrities on those lists, man, like Chris Rock. I couldn't believe that when I was like, what? I mean, I can believe it, because I know all these celebrities are just gone to the left, but it was just like a surprise. It's like, damn, You know, Oprah, you know she a demon though. I was not surprised by that one. But their names were on that list, man. And them islands, man, they do, you know, pedophilia acts, man, to children, because they believe that's how they get their power. You know, you know, it's all wicked, man. It shows you that movie Monster Inc. All right, it shows you that movie Monster Inc. How, you know, they'll go to you know, like the whole idea of the movie, the whole plot was, you know, in this world of these monsters, they have doors, and they can go to the earth, or to the other world, you know, to this world basically, and they'll scare children, and they'll take those screams, and that's how like they power up their city. And man, that was like just, you know, that was like exposement of what the elites do, man. They get these children, take them to the islands, all right? They scare them half to death because they gotta drink that adrenochrome, and that's how they get their power, you know? Because a child gotta be scared, and that adrenaline, all right? And they get that blood, that adrenochrome, and that's how like they get like you know, they power, man, all right? It's like the next best high for them. You see? It's a sick world, man. It's a sick world we live in. Let me just check the time real quick. All right. And the music, you know, you have to remember, music emits vibrations, and it can alter your brain waves. All right. So music has a power. You know. Music can, again, emits vibration and alter your brain waves. So whatever, you know, whatever type of music you listen to, you're in that vibration. You know, you listen to gangster rap for hours on end. Next thing you know, you walking around, you know, with that vibration on you. Now, brothers, you know, because we not, you know, hey, the principle, you know, you know, roughly paraphrasing how the scriptures say, basically, you know, I forgot how it went, but basically, you know, we not in that spirit, man. All right, we know how to listen to, you know, to some rap, you know, brothers like that, and we know not to be in that spirit. But if you listen to too much, you'll catch yourself like, all right, let me put this down. You know, them demons start beating your head, like, you know. But music, again, music emits vibrations, man. All right. It shows you an example in 1 Samuel, I believe, 1 Samuel, 16th chapter. For example, they say classical music, if you listen to it for a month straight, it'll increase your intelligence. Less than that, actually. If you listen to that for a week, all right, it'll significantly increase your intelligence, man. And when I listen to classical music, when I started listening back into it again, all right, I just feel more noble, and I do feel smarter. You know, I use it for studying, or I just use it when I'm just doing chores around the house, or just, you know, reading articles or whatnot. And you just feel cleaner. You feel cleaner. All right. And classical music comes from Jake, man, because we're the author. We're the former of all things. The medieval times. All right, that was all Jake, man. Beethoven, Mozart. See, well, Beethoven came a little after, you know, but the medieval times, all right, classical music, you know, was popular. All right, that was all Jake, man, because we created that music. All right. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse, just showing an example, all right, you know, that the power of music, what you know, the power of music, all right. It says, verse 14, 2 Samuel chapter 16 verse 14. But the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. And Saul's servant said unto him, Behold, now an evil spirit from the Most High troubled thee. Let our Lord now command thy servants which are before thee, seek out a man who is a cunning player on a harp, and it shall come to pass, the evil spirit from the Most High is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well. You see? So they had knowledge of music back then, man, the power it had. All right? It says, and Saul said unto his servants, Provide me now a man that can play well, and bring him to me. And they answered one of the servants, and said, Behold, I have seen a son of Jesse the Bethlehemite, King David. Well, it was David at that time. But it says, that is a cunning and plain. and a mighty and valiant man, a man of war, and prudent in matters, and a comely person, and the Lord is with him. Wherefore Saul sent messengers unto Jesse and said, Send me David thy son, which is with the sheep. And Jesse took, and Jesse took an ass laden with bread and a bottle of wine and a kid, and sent them by David his son unto Saul. And David came to Saul and stood before him, and he loved him greatly, and he became his armor bearer. And Saul sent to Jesse, saying, Let David, I pray thee, stand before me, for he hath found favor in my sight. And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from the Most High was upon Saul, that David took an harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him, man. All right? And that's how bad our king was, man. King David, man. You know, good looking, man of war, can fight. All right? Prudent in matters. You know, very respectable, honorable. Right? And he knew how to play that. He got down on that harp. You know, Jake, man, we can do everything. You know, but again, you know, music, you know, again, it emits vibrations, man. All right, so if you listen to music that's negative and wicked, you're gonna be in that vibration. Okay, and honestly, I'm just gonna be real, bros. All right, to Akim that's listening, if there's some music you should just not listen to. I'm gonna be straight up. You know dang well this is some wicked music. You listen to that it's called drill music, Bronx drill. I mean, the beat be tight, yeah, I get it. But that Bronx drill music specifically, I was on WordStar and I clicked on it. I was like, I had to turn that off within 20 seconds. Now I ain't less than that. It just sounded like demons. Like that's like the whole thing over there. They just sound like demons. You know, it's like they want to sound like a demon. You know. So, you know, and again, it goes back to these Amalekites. They run the music industry and they promote it. And the executive producer, you know, he was saying it. He was exposing them, saying how they want you to do this. They want you to kill each other off. All right? They want us to kill each other off. And that's in the scriptures, man. All right? And he was actually saying, like, you know, you Israelites, you know, he didn't say Israelites, but basically he was saying you Israelites need to just, you know, stop it. You know? Start making positive music, man. Because, hey, music was way better in the 70s, man. All right? It was talking about struggling, you know, speaking somewhat truth, you know, uniting, all right? And then it started to get more wicked, man. Mrs. Jones committed adultery, all right? And you go into the 90s, rap, all that women worship and killing and you know, murdering, all right? I'm saying Psalms. Psalms 83 verse 1, it says, Keep not thou silence, O Lord. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. You see, so these heathens, they're actually taking counsel with each other, because they know who we are. You know, these heathens know who we are. They know that we're God's chosen people. All right, and I'm talking about the higher ups, all right, of these heathen nations. They know exactly, you know, who we are, man. And you know, they have crafty counsels on how to sabotage and destroy our people, man. All right, you see, one of the devices they use is music, man. Okay. You know, all this social programming, man. All right. So it says, they have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. You see? And there was an example of in New York, the apostles when they were teaching. All right. There was a limo that came by. A guy got out, and he said, How'd you guys figure this out? How'd you come to know who you really are? All right. And he said, we spent billions of dollars to hide this information from you guys. You know, literally, he said that. You see? Because they don't want us to know who we are, because once we come to know who we are and we get right with Yahweh Shemashai, and ultimately that's the elect, all right, it's over for these heathens. But it's already written, Esau, all right? We have the victory, man. Okay, we have the victory through Yahushua. All right, and you're gonna be in captivity. But it says, for they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre. So notice it said Edomites and then Amalek. Amalek is an Edomite. But why did mention Edomites? Why did mention Amalek? Edomites twice, basically, because they're the head tribe of Esau Edom. They're the ones that's ruling everything, just like what really the apostles. We've been saying this, all right? But as of right now, he was saying it, and now what? They try to cancel him. Took all his money. They didn't take all of it. Now he's just a millionaire. But they started to go against him, man, saying he was saying hate speech. All right, when all he did was tell the truth. He literally just told the truth. You guys do own everything. All right, and they proved his point. Now he's been all those corporations he was invested in. They basically just kicked him out. You see, that's his devil for you, man. All right, that's his devil for you, man. Okay. All right. Just looking at my notes. National digital ID clears congressional hurdle amid fears it could be politically abused. Right. So I believe now they passed through the I forgot what it's called. Either wish I had my phone on me. I don't want to get it wrong, so I won't really speak on it. But they basically passed it now. All right, and it was in talks of national ID. All right, but reading the article, they basically passed it. So hey, we're just one more step closer to the CHIP, man. All right. So now you have the CBDC, digital currency, and national ID. So now you can be that much more tracked. That devil, Noah Yuval, right? He's with Klaus Schwab, and they're all for the implementation of the fourth industrial revolution. All right, they're talking about carbon tracking. Where they can track your movements, how where you travel, how much you travel, the food you eat, right? How much you're buying, carbon tracking, man. All that's gonna be incorporated with the MOTB, man. Okay, and some countries are already doing it. Okay, so we're that much closer, man. And 2023 is going to get even turned up even more, man. All right. There was another article I read, and the brothers posted it up, with the Water to Them Bros from Houston. All right, because they put it on their they put it up on their live show they did last night. So I was reading it, and these big tech companies are basically telling you how the economy is going to be bad next year because Facebook is failing because no one's buying into that metaverse shit. No one's buying into that. All right, no one wants to put on a virtual. They might put it on one time. Hell, I might just put it on one time to see what it is, and you just take it off like, all right, whatever, But no one was buying into it, so that started plummeting. All right, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, even housing, renovation, all that was plummeting, man. So and those those companies, because you can tell how well economy is doing by the GDP, all right. So all those companies were doing bad, you see. So that shows you that the economy in 2023 is going to be bad, man. All right, and then the diesel shortage and potential blackouts, and it's about to get crazy out here, man. Let's go back to 2nd Esdras chapter. Did I read that? me see. I don't know if I read. I think I did read this. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses, stores, grocery stores, retail stores, shall be suddenly found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound which, when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight against another like enemies. All right. So hey man, it's about to get bad out here, man. All right. All these shortages and no food in some places, man. All right. Blackouts, no electricity. Can you imagine no electricity? All right. You know. And there was already a shortages on diesel. I remember I read an article on that last year. There was already shortages on that anyways. On oil, you see, propane, no gas. So imagine all that just gets shut off, man. You know, no electricity, just a blackout. You can't turn on the stove, refrigeration, none of that, unless you live out in the country, you know how to survive somewhat. But these American citizens don't know how to survive, all right? Because they've been groomed that way, you see? So it's about to get bad out here, man. Friend shall be at it with another friend like their enemies. It says, at that time shall friends fight against another like enemies. The earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall not stand. It says, it's like it says, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. You see? So it says, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world, man. So hey, this is the end of you Edomites world, you heathens, and all you jakes that want to, stand hand in hand, man. All right? It's the end of your world, man. But hey, those that, the Lord's going to protect his elect, man. We're going, they're going to get salvation, whoever they may be. All right? Hey, the time is coming, man. All that hell is going to break loose, man. But hey, it's already been written. All right? You just have to trust in the Lord and have faith in him, man. And the Lord's going to guide you. He's going to guide you, and like, it scared me. It came out of nowhere, damn. But, it's lucky. Yeah, the Lord's going to guide you, all right? And deliver you out of certain events, man. Okay? The Lord's going to protect his people, man. All right? His elect, that is. Give us spiritual power, or give, the elect, whoever they may be, spiritual power. Okay? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 40. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." So we're going to be in the move, man. All right? There's nothing wrong with just, because hey, we trust in the Lord, man. We got to have faith. Scripture say, blessed is he that trusts in the Lord. But nothing wrong with, applying wisdom, just, you're not totally prepping like that, but get some food, get some water. All right? When you see, things getting short, instead of buying one case of water, get two, like Elder Marzak said one time. All right, buy some seeds, man. Buy some nuts. It's dry. That can last a little longer. All right, but ultimately, the Lord's gonna feed us. All right, it says that in Isaiah. So have no fear, man. Just trust in the Lord, man, and the Lord will guide you. All right, you're gonna be like, and you're gonna be in a state where how the hell I'm gonna get out of this? But just trust in the Lord. Whatever predicament, whatever scenario you're in, it was written that way. The Lord just wants to see if he can, if you trust in him. That's all it tests. Next thing you know, manna raining from the heavens. All right. Remember the prophets. Oh man, Ezekiel got fed by an angel. Just woke up to a hot plate of food. Raven. I just saw some ravens right now. That's what made me think of it too. The ravens just dropped some chicken. Flew by and dropped them some chicken. All right. Daniel in the lion's den. All right, was in the lion's den with hungry lions, and they didn't even touch him. And then the angel came to Habakkuk, all right, and teleported him to to Daniel in the lion's den, and gave him some soup because he was making some lentil soup. All right, and he gave it to Daniel, man, and he ate. Okay. And ultimately, the Lord saved Daniel out of that situation, man. And the people that are accusing him, they got put in that lion's den, man. And they got eaten by them lions. All right? So, hey, these people that are accusing us, man, all right, they're going to get eaten up. And the Lord's going to deliver us. And they're going to see us get delivered. Well, you know, Lord willing, I'm probably left, but they're going to see, you know, brothers and sisters get delivered, man. All right? Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bashemashai, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. You see? So we're going to rejoice, you know, be eating, drinking. Now we going to be good, man, Lord willing, you know, but the Lord's going to deliver us, man. All right? We're going to be on the move, man, being like pilgrims, man, but the Lord's going to provide for us, man. You just find you a sweater, you know. You know, find you some food, find you a bottle of yayan, and you sipping. All right? You know, you walk into the abandoned house, you know, a woman right there shaking, you know, all right, come with me. All right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's gonna be like that, man. You might run into some troops, man, but might be all by yourself. You run into a soldier, all right? And you know, he might just be like, you know, hey, go through, man. All right? You know, he might, you know, he might believe, he might convert, all right? And he might be sealed. Or you might run into a soldier and he want to put you to death. All of a sudden you get spiritual power, man. You turn to Black Adam, all right? Shazam, okay? And this spiritual power on his ass, man. Spirit bomb him, you know, and just fly up out of there. All right? That's the power that Yahweh Bashemashai is about to download into his men, man. Okay? Let's see. Let me get one more scripture out of that chapter in 2nd Esdras. All right, because I love this scripture, man, right here. It says, "For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." All right, so it's gonna be rebellion. It's gonna get crazy out here, man. All right, it's gonna be like, you know, a good movie to watch is the Book of Eli. All right, or The Road. Okay, but it's gonna be insurrection, man. Think of the movie The Purge, you know, times 10, man. Times, man, I don't even want to, you know, times infinity. It's gonna get that bad, man. All right. You see, but the Lord said He's gonna protect us, protect them in the Lord. It says they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. You know, and we're gonna be, you know, we're gonna be on wanted signs, man, on billboard signs, wanted. You know, if you find this man, we'll give you this much amount on your device, your chip, and give you food. You know, we will give you some benefits. That's gonna be appealing to these people, man. You know, and they're gonna be want to come after us. All right. It says, it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. All right, so the Lord's going to deliver his elect, man. All right, his chosen. Okay, just believe, man. Just have the faith. Call upon Yahweh Bashemashai. This time period that we're in, man, it's a time to just get right, you know, repent. All right, do what's right each and every day, man. You know, fight your flesh, all right, your lusts. You know, serve Yahweh Bashemashai. Okay, make no turn to come to the Lord, man. But it says one more verse. It says, "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide." All right, so don't doubt, man. Don't panic. Don't get in that panicky spirit. Trust And Yahweh Shemashah, even today, you might be going through some shit. All right, I don't know. You might be late on bills or rent. It could just be whatever situation you in, man. You might be, you might catch yourself just, kind of complaining. But just, once you come aware that you're complaining, or you're in that panicky spirit, stop, pray. All right. Go do some push-ups, go work out, get your mind off of it. Go out, call one of the brothers, go, fellowship, get your mind off of it, man, because all that is all vain anyways. The Lord got you, pray. And next thing and then commit to action, man. Whatever it is that, that can be, or it might be something that you just have no control over. You gotta just, like I said, just pray, have faith in the Lord. And next thing you know, it's solved, But ultimately, hey, we're at the end of this man's kingdom, man. All right, of this Edomite's kingdom, man. All right, all that's been prophesied. Okay, all that's been prophesied, man. Okay. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed." Following, precept to Second Ezra 6. Well, yeah, actually, it's down here. 6 verse, the 25th verse, the end of your world. And ultimately, that's Esau's world. So we're at the end of Esau's world, man. Because again, prophecy has to be fulfilled, man. Prophecy has an appointed time. All right. And guess what? This man, his kingdom has a due date. All right. It tells you that in Job. And guess what? The kingdom for us, the kingdom of heaven is gonna be for us, man. We're gonna rule forever. All right, for eternity, man. You see. It says Job 14 verse 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." All right. So this Edomite has, bounds that he cannot pass. His kingdom, he can't go past that due date that the Lord appointed him to. Okay. And guess what? We're gonna be in our kingdom, man, ruling forever, man. All right. No one has to pay rent. Growing old, getting ailments. All right, suffering on this side, seeing our people suffering. No more. Hey, man, let me get that scripture action, man. It's a beautiful scripture, man. And this word it's comforting, man. All right, it should comfort you, man, because ultimately this is for us, man. All right, the kingdom of heaven, paradise. All right, and the heathens, besides Esau, Edom, they're gonna, by default, benefit off of it, man. Because the scriptures say when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. All right. So just imagine, man, no more chemtrails, no more GMO. All right, all the atrocities that's going on this earth, no more, man. Sex trafficking. All right, family members dying. All right, they got killed in a car crash. All that is about to be, forgotten, man. Okay, we're talking about a true paradise, a heaven on earth. See, it's Isaiah chapter 14, verse. Let me see, verse. I'm gonna get to the point actually. It says, verse 3. It says, "And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage when thou was made to serve." Right. So again, we're in captivity, man. Believe it or not. Yes, we're being oppressed. Cesariac, you're oppressed. All right. If you have a social security number, all right, you got to go to work. You're a servant. You're a slave, man. Okay. There's nothing. You're a commodity to these elites, man. You're oppressed, whether you think so or not. All right. But no more of that once Yahweh Shah returns, man. And we're looking for our Lord Yahweh Shah to return and get us out of these filthy bodies, man. All right. The scriptures say in Philippians, it says that we're gonna get a body like his, an immortal body, man. That's gonna be forever. We're gonna be righteous. We're gonna have eternal power. We're gonna be immortal. All right. Let's imagine that, man. God's just, having the best of both worlds, man. All right? We're going to be eating, drinking, sleeping if we want to. All right? But we're going to have Superman bodies, man. Travel, go through just flying space without outer space. All right? It says we're going to be like the sparks on the stubble, man, running super fast. Infinite strength, man. Again, if you look at the movie Black Adam, that's going to be us. All right? That's going to be us, man. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city cease. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. You see? And that's Esau Edom. And all these heathens are going to, all of us are going to bash Esau Edom, man. Even these other heathens, man. Esau, you got something coming towards you, man. All right? You got a magnificent ass whooping coming towards you. It says the whole earth is at rest and it's quiet. They break forth to singing, man. It's gonna be a paradise, man. All right, just a complete paradise, man. It's gonna be like just man. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. All right, I'll show you the trees even got spirits, man. It's a living organism, so of course it has a spirit. And a feller is like someone who chops down trees. All right, and this devil just chops down trees just because, man, just to make room for a parking space, man. All right. No, you chop down a tree for it and you use it for its usage, man. To build, all right? Trees can be used as medicine, the leaves of it or the bark, okay? But this man is just, destroying the ecosystem, man. All right? I believe in Oregon, right? Because it's known for its, its trees, but I believe like its trees got reduced, to like a significant amount. And you need trees, man. You need the plants, the trees. They give us oxygen, man. So hey, if this Edomite was to keep on ruling, man, you have to be paying for oxygen, man. Okay. Let's see.
One time she accidentally dropped a plate and broke it, and you know what her mom did? She
Well, that was basically it then, I was in the lesson. I got all my precepts. All right. So, hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right. I keep praying to the Lord, keep having faith. All right. It's gonna get all bad. Hey, but hey, let me get one more scripture actually. Let me get one more, man. To feed brethren. All right. It's gonna get bad, man, but hey, at the end, it's gonna be the kingdom. All right. So just remember that. Okay. Keep the faith, man. I say to myself, keep doing the work. Just keep doing the work, man. All right. Acts chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of heaven, into the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right. So keep having the faith, man, and much tribulation is going to come. It's going to get crazier. It's going to get harder. We're going to, everyone, even us, because we're in the midst of this. It's going to be bad for everyone. The difference between us and these people is we got Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right? We have the hedge over us. We have faith. And Lord willing, we're writing his book of life, man. And he's going to ultimately protect us and deliver us, man. Once he sends his only begotten son, or our Savior, our Lord, Yahweh Shai, So hey, just keep having faith, man. Okay? And hey, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachahakodash. Double honors to my elder apostles, a great millstone. Peace and salutation to the holy members elect. That shalom.